Hello everyone, before dive into our topic, can you guess which one is seagrass? Seagrass is a unique one and only flowering plant that lives in submerged marine environment. They are important species in the marine ecosystem. Seagrass receive very little public attention, unlike its siblings, the coral reef, which stand in the spotlight for decades. Thus, it is very easy for general public to perceive that seagrass is useless, while it has significant roles in the marine environment. So, why seagrass is important? Because it can photosynthesis, cycling of important nutrient in ecosystem, enhance biodiversity, food source of certain marine organisms, and many more. Google has a very good definition of photosynthesis.
The process by which green plants and some other organisms use sunlight to synthesize nutrients from carbon dioxide and water. Photosynthesis in plants generally involves the green pigment chlorophyll and generates oxygen as a byproduct.
Major factors that affect the photosynthetic response of seagrass are temperature, light, current, and organic carbon.
First, it is known that the temperature definitely affects the photosynthetic response of seagrass. The range of good tolerance against temperature is between 6 to 30 degrees Celsius. Within this range, temperature has no significant effect on productivity of photosynthesis. But the optimum temperature for peak performance rates is 25 to 35 degrees Celsius. Water temperature can cause significant difference on rate of net photosynthesis. Increasing temperature will trigger the increase of net photosynthesis rate and dark respiration rates. It is proven that temperature and light are the significant physical parameter for most of the season for seagrass. But during summer, other physical parameters become much more significant, such as shelf shading and nutrient limitation. The most prominent factor, light, definitely has a significant impact not only on photosynthesis rate, but the growth and depth distribution of seagrass as well. In his study, it is found that it has highest gross photosynthesis rate in summer, but highest net photosynthesis is found in spring. This is because seagrass has a higher respiration rate in summer, resulting in less net photosynthesis. Furthermore, by understanding the physiological responses of seagrass to light will allow a much more accurate estimation of species distribution and growth under different light conditions. Low light intensity will induce the loss of maximum depth limit. This also shows that photosynthesis rate will also be affected by the seasons. It can be said that in general, growth of seagrass increases as temperature increases in high intensity light, but the growth of seagrass will decrease in lower intensity light, but still not exceed the light compensation point when the temperature increases. Photoinhibition will only occur at high light intensity and relatively low temperature for most seagrass species, suggesting that most seagrass species are quite tolerant to low light. It is proven that photosynthesis rate increases when current velocity increases. This is because the higher current velocity can reduce the thickness of the diffusion boundary layer, thus increase the carbon availability, which subsequently increase the photosynthesis rate. Furthermore, higher current velocity enhances the scale of turbulence within canopy level. Thus, more nutrients are available for leaf to absorb, which can improve the photosynthetic responses of seagrass. This also creates hydraulic regions that affect the distribution of seagrass, as current and wave action has been linked to mitigation, configuration of meadow, formation of blowout, and distribution of seagrass seedling. Nutrient availability will also affect the photosynthesis rate of many marine macroalgae, including seagrass. The inorganic carbons, in particularly, is one of the most important nutrients that affects the photosynthesis rate. Lower pH level and high CO2 HCO3- concentration ratio is the indicator of huge pool of inorganic carbons. By having an optimum CO2 HCO3- concentration ratio, it can create a shorter route for inorganic carbons to diffuse into the chloroplast in the epidermal cells. thus increase the affinity for inorganic carbons. However, when the ocean are now experiencing a high pH level and high CO2 HCO3- concentration ratio, the affinity of seagrass toward inorganic carbon will be lower. So this situation could be reversed when the ocean acidification becomes much more prominent, thus to increase the photosynthesis rate of seagrass. But of course, more research needs to be done on ocean acidification before we can conclude it. So this comes to our conclusions. Temperature, light, currents, and inorganic carbons are the most significant factors that can affect the photosynthetic response of seagrass. But other parameters will also become significant under specific conditions. Factors such as day length, salinity, and natural disease, and so on, will also affect the photosynthetic response of seagrass. Although we never discussed about other factors in these presentations, but other factors are prominent enough as well. I hope that by understanding the factor that can affect the photosynthesis rate of seagrass, we can improve the primary productivity of seagrasses, and maybe it can solve a lot of environmental issues as well. I hope that this knowledge can help us turn the tides and turning this into our advantage when it comes to combat against this environmental pollution issue. Thank you everyone, and hope you have a nice day, and hope that my video helps you.